Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I want to talk about making sure that your website relaunch goes as planned and accounting for SEO. Now, I have a client on my roster right now. They compete with quite a few different local and regional competitors on a large amount of different keyword sets. Now, one particular competitor that they have recently redesigned their site. We actually noticed this because we were looking at the ranking reports and we're like, hey, this competitor, did they tumble a lot? They took a massive hit. They took a massive hit in their rankings. And they did have an outdated looking site. They redesigned it. Their site actually looks a lot better. And in most circumstances, we'd be like, there's another competitor that's trying to step up their game. But one thing that I noticed is they lost a couple key hyperlinks, but I don't think that that's really what made them tumble. What really made them tumble is there are some other links that they lost because what they did is when they were relaunching their site, they didn't keep the URLs, the web addresses of each of their pages the same. There's many pages that they were ranking for maybe a week or two ago. Now they're not, because those pages don't exist anymore. Those pages are 404s. Page not found. They did not redirect any of these old pages that were indexed in Google. And a couple of these did have external links. Now, a lot of the links were going to their homepage, but they did have a sizable number of links that were going to some of their inner pages, and they did not 301 redirect those pages to the inner pages. So that's good news for my client, because that's one less competitor that they made some errors, and hopefully they don't catch it. So it goes without saying, if you're planning a website relaunch, redesign, migration, whatever, try not to change any of your web addresses, especially because you might be losing external links. You might be losing links that are coming in from external sites to your site, which helps your SEO because that link equity coming in. But also don't change the URLs because, for one, you might screw up your internal linking. You might have to get those pages re-indexed in Google. If Google sees a whole bunch of 404s on your site, that could be bad. That could be a sign of poor site quality. If you screw up the web addresses in any way, if suddenly you have a bunch of 404s, you're probably missing out on link equity. It's bad for user experience. Those pages will still be in Google search results for a while. I've seen this happen time and time again, where people get a new site, or they re-platform or do a migration, do a redesign, and they have old URLs that are still in the Google index, and people click on it and it's a 404, and they're like, well, there's nothing there. I guess I'll go back and search for something else. So there's a million ways that this can hurt you. Try not to change your web addresses. If you do change the URLs, the web addresses, make sure that you have a solid plan in place to 301 redirect every single one of them to the new page or the new URL. What will happen with this competitor site to my client? It could be that Google will recrawl this entire site and they'll say like, hey, this design is better. Maybe we'll rank these pages now. We'll give it a shot. We'll see how people react to these new pages. We'll get some new user signals. Maybe it'll be better. But in the short term, this competitor shot themselves in the foot. That's awesome. That's one less competitor for this keyword set they have to worry about. That usually means that my client goes up a little bit because this competitor went down. So, hey, yay, I'll take it. Word to the wise. All right, my name is John Locke. My business is Lockedown Design and SEO. I'm here about 3 days a week making new videos on SEO. If you have a question, leave it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer any of those questions. And until next time, peace.